Ready for a deep dive. We're going to be cracking open Market Wizards by Jack D. Schwager.
Oh, yeah, I love that book.
Yeah, it's packed with interviews with some of the most legendary traders. It really gets into, what makes them tick. It's not just about their strategies,
Right.
but, their whole philosophy and approach to the markets.
It's fascinating how Schwager goes beyond the surface. He doesn't just ask about, their favorite indicators
Right.
or entry points or whatever. He really delves into, their psychology,
Yeah.
right? Their whole...
It's like getting a backstage pass to the world of, elite traders.
Yeah, for sure.
And one thing that really jumps out from these interviews is the emphasis on psychology.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not just about crunching numbers.
Right.
It's about mastering your own mind.
Yeah. In fact, Schwager even features the work of trading psychologist Dr. Van K. Tharp,
Okay.
who spent years studying what sets winning traders apart.
Oh, wow.
And his research revealed some really intriguing psychological traits.
Okay, what? Give me the inside scoop.
Well, one surprising finding is that successful traders often have a well-rounded personal life.
Really?
Yeah, they're not just workaholics glued to their screens 24/7.
Interesting.
They have hobbies, they have interests, they have relationships outside of trading.
Huh.
And this balance seems to contribute to their mental clarity and resilience.
So it's not about shutting out the rest of your life to just focus only on trading.
Yeah, it seems counterintuitive. But it appears that having a life outside of the markets can actually enhance your trading performance.
Yeah, that makes sense. When you think about it, if your entire identity is wrapped up in your trading, every loss becomes a personal blow.
Exactly.
But if you have other things in your life that bring you joy
Right,
and fulfillment, it's easier to detach from those ups and downs in the market.
for sure.
Speaking of detachment, Dr. Tharp also found that successful traders have a healthy attitude toward money. They're not driven solely by greed
Right.
or the fear of missing out. They have a clear sense of purpose, and they're not easily swayed by the emotional roller coaster of the market.
Absolutely.
You know what's funny is Schwager even includes this great anecdote about Dr. Tharp's interviewing style.
Oh, yeah.
He would constantly ask traders this question: what else? After each response, almost like he was trying to dig beneath the surface,
Yeah.
Uncover those hidden gems of insight.
It's like he was trying to get them to go beyond the obvious
Yeah.
and really understand the underlying motivations and thought processes that drive successful trading.
It's like peeling back the layers of an onion.
I like that analogy.
Right.
Yeah.
And as you peel back those layers, you start to see that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to trading.
For sure.
What works for one trader might not work for another.
Absolutely.
And Schwager showcases this beautifully by contrasting the approaches of two very different traders that Dr. Tharp analyzed. All right, lay it on me. What were their styles like?
Well, one trader was incredibly methodical and system-oriented. Every trade was based on meticulously researched rules and algorithms, almost like a scientific experiment.
Wow.
The other trader was more intuitive, relying on his gut feeling and adapting to the ever-changing dynamics of the market.
So it's like the classic battle between logic and intuition.
Right.
But here's the kicker. Both of these traders achieved remarkable success.
Isn't that amazing? It means you don't have to fit into a predetermined mold to succeed
Right.
in trading.
It's about finding what works for you,
Yeah.
tuning into your own unique trading DNA.
Absolutely.
And the book introduces us to a whole constellation of other market wizards, each with their own story and approach.
Like Michael Marcus,
Oh, yeah. What about him?
who completely transformed his trading career after being mentored by Ed Seykota.
Really?
Yeah, who's another wizard featured in the book.
Wow. Talk about a life-changing encounter.
Totally. And then there's Bruce Kovner,
Oh, yeah. Bruce Cover.
who, after being mentored by a market wizard himself, generated phenomenal returns.
Yeah, he's incredible.
I think these diverse paths to success really drive home a critical point.
What's that?
Finding your own unique approach, one that aligns with your personality, strengths, and risk tolerance, is absolutely paramount.
So it's about understanding yourself as a trader just as much as understanding the markets.
Precisely.
Okay. So now that we understand that, let's dive into the recurring principles that emerge from the collective wisdom of these market wizards.
Okay. I like it.
Because as diverse as these traders are, there are certain core principles
Right.
that echo throughout their stories.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the first one?
One principle that stands out is the paramount importance of risk management.
Okay.
It comes up time and time again in these interviews.
It's not just a good idea, it's the key to survival, right?
Exactly.
Like Schwager is saying, look, you're going to have losing trades.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone does. The key is to manage those losses so they don't blow you out of the water.
Multiple traders and market wizards emphasize that controlling losses is not just a good idea. It's the key to survival in the trading world.
Yeah.
One trader even shared a story of literally getting down on his knees and praying.
Oh, wow.
After a significant loss, highlighting the emotional impact of risk.
Wow, that must have been rough.
It was. It was a wake-up call that forced him to reevaluate his entire approach to risk management.
Wow. Talk about a moment of reckoning. It shows just how deeply personal trading can be.
Yeah.
And how important it is to have that psychological awareness around risk.
And it underscores the point that trading psychology and risk management are deeply intertwined. The ability to detach emotionally from losses,
Right.
learn from them, and adapt your approach is crucial. It's not just about having a stop-loss order in place.
Right.
It's about having the mental fortitude to stick to your plan even when things get tough.
Speaking of sticking to your plan, one of the most memorable voices on risk management is Marty Schwartz,
Oh, yeah.
who had this rule of always knowing your uncle point.
Ah, yes, the Undle point. It's a predetermined exit point that limits losses on any given trade.
So instead of just hoping and praying that a losing trade will turn around,
Right.
he had a clear exit strategy in place. It was like saying, okay, I'm willing to risk this much, but no more.
Exactly.
It takes the emotion out of the equation.
It's like having an emergency brake on your trading strategy.
Yeah.
Something that prevents small mistakes from turning into catastrophic losses.
Right.
You're not letting your ego or your hope dictate your actions. You're sticking to a predefined plan.
And that level of discipline is something we see repeatedly in these market wizards.
Absolutely.
They're not just throwing darts at a board.
Right.
They're approaching the market with a clear strategy
Yeah.
and a commitment to managing their risk.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's not just about risk. It's also about patience.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Patience is another key principle
Yeah.
that emerges from the collective wisdom of these traders.
Right.
They stress the importance of waiting for the right opportunities
Yeah.
and avoiding impulsive trades.
It's about being selective.
Yeah.
Not chasing every little price movement.
It's like being a sniper, not a machine gunner in the market.
I like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And perhaps one of the most memorable voices on this topic is Ed Seykota,
Oh, Ed Seykota.
who shares a set of simple yet incredibly profound trading rules.
Let's hear them.
Cut losses,
Okay.
ride winners,
Mm-hmm.
keep bets small,
Right.
follow rules, know when to break them.
Those are some wise words right there.
It's about having a framework for decision making,
Yeah.
but also having the wisdom to know when to adapt.
Exactly. Because the markets are constantly evolving, and successful traders need to evolve with them.
Which brings us to another key principle.
Okay.
Embracing continuous learning and adaptation.
Oh, for sure.
The wizards constantly emphasize that markets are dynamic, ever-evolving entities.
Right.
To thrive in this environment, traders must be flexible,
Correct.
constantly learning, and willing to adapt their approaches.
One of my favorite philosophies from the book comes from James Rogers,
Oh, yeah.
who says, buy change, be willing to trade anything.
I love that.
It's about embracing the unexpected, being open to new opportunities,
Right.
and constantly expanding your trading horizons.
It's not about being stuck in your ways. It's about having that growth mindset, always seeking new knowledge and perspectives.
Absolutely. And throughout the book,
Yeah.
we see examples of traders who are constantly refining their systems, testing new ideas,
Right.
and staying ahead of the curve.
So they're not afraid to challenge their assumptions,
Yeah.
experiment with new approaches, and learn from their mistakes.
It's a constant process of refinement.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a reminder that learning is not a destination,
Right.
but an ongoing journey in the world of trading.
Absolutely. So it's about being a student of the market,
Yeah.
always seeking to deepen your understanding.
For sure.
And this brings us to another critical principle that emerges from the market wizards,
Okay.
the importance of maintaining objectivity
Right.
and managing your ego.
Time and time again. We hear about the dangers of letting emotions, particularly ego, cloud judgment in trading.
Makes sense.
You can have the best system in the world,
Right.
but if you let your emotions get the better of you,
Yeah.
it can all fall apart.
One trader shared a particularly revealing anecdote
Oh, yeah.
about getting frustrated with his broker for seemingly enjoying his losses.
Wow.
It highlighted the need to rise above negativity, both internal and external, and maintain a clear, objective perspective.
That's such a great example.
Right.
Because it's easy to get caught up in the heat of the moment,
Yeah.
to let your emotions dictate your actions.
Yeah.
But successful traders learn to detach from that emotional roller coaster,
Right.
to make decisions based on logic and analysis,
Right.
not fear or greed.
And Marty Schwartz sums this up beautifully with his philosophy.
Let's hear it.
The desire to win must supersede the desire to be right.
That's a good one.
It's a powerful reminder that in trading, being right is less important than being profitable.
And sometimes that means letting go of our ego and admitting when we're wrong.
Right.
So we can course correct and stay in the game.
Absolutely.
It's not about being perfect.
Right.
It's about learning from your mistakes and constantly improving.
It's about being humble,
Mm-hmm.
adaptable, and always willing to learn.
For sure.
And this leads us to our final principle
Okay.
that emerges from the collective wisdom of the market wizards,
Right.
the importance of hard work and preparation.
So many traders in the book debunk the myth of overnight success or get-rich-quick schemes.
Right.
They emphasize that consistent success in trading is about putting in the effort,
Yeah.
doing the research, and honing your skills.
Mm-hmm.
It's a craft that takes time and dedication to master.
There's a great anecdote about a trader who couldn't even enjoy a vacation without constantly thinking about trading.
Uh-huh.
And it wasn't about obsession.
Yeah.
It was about a deep passion for the markets and a relentless drive to succeed.
It's about treating trading like a profession.
It's not a hobby.
And for these wizards, it wasn't just a job.
Right.
It was a calling.
They were truly passionate about what they did.
Now, so far, we've explored the psychological foundations of trading success and the recurring principles that emerge from the market wizards.
Right.
But how do these wizards actually approach the market?
Yeah, good question.
What specific strategies and techniques do they use?
I'd like to know.
Well, that's where our next theme comes in.
Awesome. Let's get into it.
All right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. We've talked about the mindset, the principles, but now I'm curious about the actual trading approaches.
Yeah, let's get into it.
What kind of strategies did these market wizards use to conquer the markets?
Well, one strategy that comes up quite a bit is trend following.
Trend following.
Yeah.
So buy when the market's going up,
Mm-hmm.
sell when it's going down. Sounds simple enough,
Right.
but I bet there's more to it than that.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just about blindly following any upward or downward tick. Right.
The real skill lies in identifying significant trends,
Okay.
determining the right entry and exit points,
Mm-hmm.
and managing risk along the way.
So how did these wizards pinpoint those trends? Were they all glued to their charts looking for specific patterns?
Many of them use technical analysis,
Technical analysis.
which is essentially the art of studying charts
Okay.
and using indicators to predict future price movements.
Interesting.
But they didn't just blindly follow signals.
Right.
They combined technical analysis with their own intuition and experience.
So it's like they were having a conversation with the market, not just listening to it.
Right.
They were interpreting those signals based on their own understanding of market dynamics.
Exactly. And while some wizards were heavily reliant on technical analysis,
Okay.
others took a more fundamental approach,
Fundamental approach.
focusing on economic factors, company earnings, industry trends, all that real-world data to determine the intrinsic value of an asset.
So some were all about the numbers and charts,
Right.
while others were more focused on the bigger picture, the economic forces driving the markets.
Precisely. And then we have strategies like arbitrage.
Arbitrage.
That's all about exploiting those tiny price discrepancies between related markets.
Ah, the world of arbitrage. Profiting from those little inefficiencies that pop up in the market.
Right.
It sounds like something you need to be incredibly quick and savvy to capitalize on.
It definitely requires a keen eye
Yeah.
and a deep understanding of how different markets interact.
Okay. And what about program trading?
Oh yeah, program trading. That was a pretty hot topic back when Market Wizards was written.
Program trading, what exactly is that?
It involves using computer algorithms to execute trades automatically based on predetermined rules.
So it's like setting your trades on autopilot?
Kind of, but with a sophisticated set of instructions guiding the process.
Oh, wow, fascinating. So you're taking the emotion out of it and letting the algorithms do the work.
Yeah, that's the idea.
And let's not forget options trading.
Right. Options.
The book covers the basics of calls and puts
And concepts like intrinsic value and time value.
options trading can be a powerful tool in a trader's arsenal.
Yeah.
And Schwager does a great job of explaining these concepts in a way that's accessible to anyone,
Right.
even if you're new to options.
It's like he's giving you a crash course in options trading.
Right.
Straight from the mouths of the wizards themselves.
Exactly. But beyond just listing these strategies,
Uh-huh.
Schwager really brings them to life with some intriguing examples.
Oh, yeah. Give me an example.
Remember the story about the trader who bought a market because he thought the downside risk was limited?
Oh, yeah. He thought it was a can't-lose situation.
Right. He basically thought...
And as we all know, there's no such thing as a sure thing in the markets.
Exactly. Turns out there was still significant risk involved.
Oh, so he learned a valuable lesson.
He did. He learned about hidden risks and the importance of thorough analysis.
It just goes to show that even seasoned traders can get caught off guard.
Right. Nobody's perfect. And there's also a fascinating account of a trader who specialized in shorting stocks.
Oh, yeah, the short seller.
Instead of betting on prices to go up, he was betting on them to go down.
Yeah, a true contrarian.
That's a contrarian approach. Most people are looking to buy low and sell high.
Right.
But this guy made a killing by doing the opposite.
It just goes to show that there are multiple ways to approach the markets.
Right.
The key is to find what works for you.
Exactly.
And to develop a deep understanding of the risks and rewards involved.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Okay.
And speaking of risk and reward,
Yes.
the book also touches on portfolio insurance,
Portfolio insurance.
which was designed to protect investments from market downturns.
It was like an insurance policy for your portfolio.
Right.
But as we saw during the 1987 crash,
Uh-oh.
even the most sophisticated strategies can backfire in extreme market conditions.
Yeah. That's a sobering reminder that no strategy is foolproof.
Right.
There's always a degree of uncertainty in the markets.
Precisely. And that's why understanding the principles and mindsets of these wizards,
Right.
rather than just focusing on their specific techniques, is so crucial.
It's about learning how to think like a market wizard,
Yeah,
not just copy their trades.
exactly. And this leads to an interesting observation.
Okay.
While market wizards provide valuable insights into these traders' methods,
Uh-huh.
it also reveals a profound truth.
What's that?
There's a difference between being a good trader and being a great trader.
I'm all ears. What separates the good from the truly exceptional in the trading world?
Well, one key differentiator, according to many of the wizards,
Okay.
is the ability to not only follow a system or strategy,
Right.
but to also know when to deviate from it.
When to break the rules.
Exactly, when to trust your gut.
So it's like having the discipline of a soldier, but the creativity of an artist.
Oh, like that.
You need that framework.
Yeah,
But you also need the flexibility to adapt when the situation calls for it.
a perfect analogy. The most successful traders seem to have this unique blend of discipline and adaptability.
Right.
They have a framework for decision-making,
Uh-huh.
but they're not afraid to improvise when the situation demands it.
Yeah.
They're constantly questioning, experimenting, and refining their approaches.
So it's not just about what you know,
Right.
but about how you apply that knowledge in an ever-changing market environment.
Precisely. And another key element that separates the exceptional traders from the rest
Okay.
is their deep understanding of market psychology.
Market psychology.
Not just their own, but the psychology of the crowd.
The herd mentality.
Right, the herd mentality that often drives market swings.
It's like being a master poker player who can read the tells of the other players at the table.
Yeah, great analogy.
They can sense when the market is getting too greedy, too fearful, or too complacent.
Exactly. They have a sense of when the market is getting too greedy, too fearful, too complacent.
Wow.
They can anticipate shifts in sentiment and position themselves accordingly.
So it's about being one step ahead of the crowd, understanding the emotional drivers of the market.
Indeed. And perhaps the most profound insight that emerges from market wizards
Okay.
is that truly great traders are not simply technicians or analysts,
Okay.
but rather students of human behavior.
Wow, that's deep. So it's not just about mastering the technical aspects of trading,
Right.
but about understanding the underlying human dynamics that drive the markets.
Precisely. The wizards constantly emphasize the importance of staying objective, controlling emotions, and avoiding the pitfalls of ego and overconfidence.
It's like having a Zen-like approach to trading,
Yeah,
where emotional detachment and mental clarity are paramount.
exactly. And this brings us to a key question that every listener should ponder.
Okay, let's hear it.
How do these insights apply to your own trading journey?
That's a great question. And I think it leads us perfectly into the final part of our deep dive, where we'll wrap things up and leave you with some provocative thoughts to consider. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in our deep dive into market wizards.
Yeah, from the psychology of winning traders to the nitty-gritty of their strategies.
We've explored those recurring principles that pop up again and again in their stories: risk management, discipline, continuous learning. It's like a roadmap to success in the markets.
Totally.
So if you're listening to this, you're probably interested in trading.
Yeah.
Maybe even looking for that edge that separates the good from the great.
Right.
So what are the biggest takeaways you'd want our listener to walk away with?
Well, the first one that jumps out at me is the importance of mindset.
Mindset.
Yeah, it's not just about having a winning strategy.
Right.
It's about having that winning mindset.
Okay.
The wizards consistently emphasized the need for a positive attitude, emotional control,
Right.
taking responsibility.
Yeah.
Those are the mental foundations of success.
It's like they're saying, look, the markets are going to throw you curveballs.
Right.
You're going to have losses. It's how you react, how you adapt. That determines whether you sink or swim.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And the second big takeaway is that there's no one right way to trade.
Right.
Market Wizards does a brilliant job of showcasing this diversity of approaches.
We saw that with the two traders Dr. Tharp analyzed.
Yeah.
One systematic,
Right.
one intuitive,
Uh-huh.
both incredibly successful.
Exactly. And then all the other wizards we met, each with their own unique style and story.
Right. It's like they're saying, find what works for you.
Yeah,
Tune into your own trading DNA.
absolutely. But here's the thing.
Okay.
Despite their differences,
Uh-huh.
these wizards shared a set of core principles that consistently emerged throughout their stories.
Like there's this underlying wisdom
Yeah.
that transcends individual styles
Right.
or market conditions.
You're talking about those principles we discussed earlier? Risk management,
Right.
discipline,
Mm-hmm.
patience, continuous learning,
Yeah.
managing your ego.
These are like the universal truths that every trader needs to embrace,
Yeah,
no matter what their approach is.
precisely. So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Okay.
I think the most important question for you, the listener, to consider is this.
Okay.
Which Market Wizards philosophy resonates most with you and why?
Yeah. Each of these wizards has a unique story, a unique approach,
Right.
a unique set of insights.
Exactly.
Which one speaks to you on a deeper level?
Yeah.
Which one inspires you to refine your own trading journey? That's something worth pondering.
And I encourage you to delve deeper into Market Wizards on your own.
Yeah.
Explore the specific strategies and stories of these fascinating individuals. It's a treasure trove of wisdom and inspiration. And you might just find that one nugget of insight that changes your entire approach to the markets.
Couldn't agree more. And on that note, we'll wrap things up here. So keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep into the fascinating world of trading.